Hello everyone, I know this video is titled The Purpose of Life, but we will be mostly talking about what is not the purpose of life. In my experience, the purpose of life was to worship God. Let me just tell you from now, don't get discouraged, this is not the purpose. But the way I lived my life was to kiss life goodbye, as I talked about it in my previous videos, and because I got results from it, in the forms of a good feeling, a peace of mind, and happiness inside, I thought, oh, I hit the jackpot and I don't need to go anywhere else. At the same time, I was looking at other people and realizing that most people blindly are going through cycles of life, and very soon they distracted even from their worldly goals. For example, your goal was to have this much money to buy a house and a car and have a decent life, but soon the money, which was supposed to be the means of achieving this goal, became the goal itself. So people just worked hard for more and more and more. And when you have no higher principle, no religion, for example, telling you where to stop, the words like sky is your limit make sense to you, and you say, why not more? Why not make my $1 million 2 millions? Why not find another job? Why not open another company? And that is in the healthy way. At the same time, why not drink? Why not sleep around? Why not? Because by nature that feels good to us, and putting ourselves in hardships doesn't make sense if you don't believe in anything higher. But the problem with that is, soon I learned from my guru and other books that our needs, we are in need by nature. So our needs will never ever disappear. They will be always there, and we're also greedy by nature. And these two components alone, along with so many others, but these two alone are enough to push you like a mule in the field of life. Just go, 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 more and more. And usually we forget to stop ourselves and ask, okay, after 2 cars and 2 houses and so many other things, what's now? And people start feeling unhappy very fast about that. But the mistake they make often is that I'm not happy because there's something else there. And because God has created us to reach perfection, and I say that because the goal, the destination in the Quran is Inna ilayhi raji'un, and ilayhi means Allah, and Allah is perfect. So it means we are directed, we are from God, and we will go back to God. And because God is perfect, we are destined for perfection. The problem is we constantly look for more and more. We say, oh, this wasn't enough, but we forget to ask, more of what? Is sky our limit, or God sets the limit, or our desire sets the limit? Who sets the limit? Maulana has a beautiful analogy about this, and we can relate to it when we are starving in Ramadan. He says, have you noticed when you're hungry, you desire so many things? You say, when iftar comes, I want to have pizza, I want to have diet soda with that, I want to have French fries, or anything you like. And if you have experience of going shopping while you're fasting, that's a very bad financial decision, because you would buy so many things that normally you would never even crave. But his point is, as soon as you eat and this hunger is taken care of, and your stomach is filled, you realize that you don't need any of this. You don't desire the pizza anymore, or any of it anymore. And that's when you realize your actual desire was to fulfill a hunger. It wasn't the pizza, it wasn't a Diet Coke, it wasn't the spaghetti, it was to fulfill your hunger. So when we feel hungry for different things in life, for, I don't know, a promotion, for a better car, or for anything, for more recognition, more followers, whatever it is, It is a hunger. We have to find what that hunger is, what that longing, what that annoying voice that doesn't leave us alone is. It is not the voice that tells us, have another slice or have another piece of this. My guru talked about the purpose of life, starting from the story of the creation of Adam and Eve, which symbolizes the creation of the human. As we all know, in all the religions, Adam and Eve were living in paradise, where everything was taken care of for them, both spiritually and materialistically. So they had no pain, no illness, no separation, no tears, no suffering whatsoever. At the same time, they had all these blessings in forms of food and, I don't know, love and having a spouse with you and living in the presence of God. But they committed a sin, or that's what we think, and God sent them down here. It's very naive to think about, oh, they ate something, they disobeyed God, and look, all of us are suffering. We are not here to suffer. We are not here to suffer. And we are not here to create another paradise for ourselves in this earth, because what would be the point? We were already up there. If you think the purpose of life is to reach peace in any way, shape, or form, the peace of mind, the peace of heart, the peace of desires, first of all, it is impossible. Fully. To some extent, you will reach your goal and you will have the peace, but is that the sole purpose of creation? We had that peace when we were up there with God, so God does not do things in vain. He sent us here not for peace. And according to the hadith, they say peace is something that God did not desire for this world. So no matter how hard you look for it, there will be always something that would break your peace. Even if you lock yourself in and some source gives you, I don't know, lets you to just be at home and pray to God, you will still feel hungry. And that means you have to get up and cook something, and that means you have to go shopping, and that means you have to have a job to have the money to go shopping. So we will never have peace just with our basic needs of thirst, hunger, and all of that. So peace is not the sole reason. Worshipping God is not the reason either, because when God wanted to create humans, angels complained to him and said, why? We are here. We are here. We are the ones who glorify you, and we are the ones who praise you. Why create something that would cause corruption and theft and robbery and all lying and deception and all that? We are here to praise you. So God already had that. Why would he want another set of creatures to do the same thing? And God answers them, I know something that you don't know. Couldn't get more vague than that. But at least we know that that is not the reason. And now we are put on this earth with all our similar yet different lives. And we constantly look at others. You know how they say the grass is greener on the other side. We always think, if I had her beauty, if I had her money, if I had her husband, if I had more of something, I would be happier. But that person is also looking at someone else thinking about the exact same thing. And that would never stop. So we all share a package of problems. My package of problems might be different from you, but it will sure be there. Maybe my pain would seem nothing to you, but I still feel it because our capacities and our characters are different. So at the same time, imagine that there was a world with no pain, the resources were distributed equally, there was no reason to have any war, to cheat, to lie, and all of that. It would be a less painful world, but it would definitely be a less beautiful world, because the darkness, the evil, gives us an opportunity to create beauty out of it. If it wasn't for these two contradictory sides of us constantly fighting within, I feel the greed, but I also feel the need to sacrifice something, to let go of something, to donate something. If there was no war, all these heroic acts that we die for and we praise in the movies and the books, and the sole reason why those books win awards and are good to our eyes and we want to watch them, is because of these scenes of somebody who was thirsty but gave the water to someone else, somebody who was sick but helped someone else get up and walk, somebody who was poor but was able to let go of some of his bread to his brother. And if we eliminate any of these evils, if we eradicate evil in this world, along with it, we would eradicate all those beautiful things attached to it. There is an ancient myth in our Shahnameh, which is an epic story, where a hero once gets the chance to kill the symbol of all evil in the world. And as he raises the dagger, an angel comes and stops him and says, no. He put him in a cave until the day of judgment, until the last day. And the reason for it is this world was meant to, the columns, the pillars of this world are both upon the evil and the good. Without one, this world, this whole plan of God, our trial stage is here. The sift of God is here to see who would remain loyal, although God knows of our limitations and our sufferings and our problems. But He also knows that we are capable of creating something magnificent, worthy for the eye of God to watch. And God's eye is waiting for that. He wants to know, you the paralyzed one, you the bankrupt one, you the lazy one, you the depressed one, is there more for you to offer to yourself, to God, and to this world? Or is this where you would stop? And yes, in the end we will go back home, but to a different heaven, definitely to a different heaven, not to the same heaven that we came from. To a heaven, at least in the spiritual sense of it, to a heaven where this time we appreciate the presence of God. We have earned it, if you may call it. And we know ourselves, that what we are capable of and what we are worth. And that is part of the purpose of life. I am not stupid enough or ignorant enough to claim I know the meaning behind life, but this answer made sense to me and I wanted to share it with you. Thank you for listening.